I want to share with you guys one of the enzyme supplements that Young Living has that you might not be familiar with. And it's one of the kids' enzymes. It's called Mightyzyme. So Mightyzyme was formulated specifically for kids in mind. It's a chewable enzyme. And just like all of our enzymes, it adds the enzymes into the body. If you are having problems with absorbing your food or utilizing the nutrition, and because enzymes are involved in all of the different processes within our body, many different biochemical reactions, how our bodies create hormones and digest our food and assimilate things into our body and break down the foods so that we have the building blocks to build healthy bodies and strong bones and strong good skin and strong muscles and great ligaments and everything. All of that is helped with having enzymes supplemented into your food. And one of the things that I found really, really interesting is if you don't have a good pH in your stomach. So if you are burping or gassy or have like excessive acid or feel bloating or have headaches or stomach aches throughout the day, or especially after you eat, or if you're feeling sluggish after you eat, or just kind of cranky, which usually you'll notice in children is like they get kind of cranky, they don't want to go to bed, they're very like short fused by throwing fits really easily, or they seem more agitated than normal, just like sitting there, they look agitated. That could be sometimes signs that there's something going on with their digestive system, but because they're young and they don't know how to express that to us, if you don't directly ask them, does your tummy hurt? Or do you feel like a little like your stomach is not working right, or it's got like some pains going on? If you don't know to ask them those questions, you're just seeing them be crappy, or you're just seeing them be like fight you to go to bed and things like that. And you're not necessarily realizing that when you have a healthy balance of intestinal flora and enzymes, you will have a proper pH level in your gut, and then their digestive system is going to work the way that it's supposed to, and they're going to be able to digest all of their food and work better. So one the other things that enzymes do is they help facilitate regeneration of tissues. They help you heal faster. They help with the circulatory process within the body. They help your body break down the proteins and the nutrients necessary to repair tissues and provide those building blocks. So as our children are growing, we want them to have access to all of that. If you're putting food into their body, you want them to be able to use that to grow big and strong and be productive. And if they're not getting that, then how do you put it into your body? Because the essential zyme 4 or the essential zyme, or maybe even some of the other like Allerzyme and Detoxzyme, they might be too small to swallow that. So Mightyzyme is actually a chewable tablet. So it looks like this. It's very small and it's chewable. Now, it has peppermint essential oil with it, so it does have a mint flavor to it, but it is a chewable, so make sure that when you start teaching your kids to take their Mightyzymes with their food, that you also tell them, and drink something afterwards, because they did a pretty decent job having a pepperminty flavor to this, but it still has like a chalky aftertaste to it as well. So get your kids in the habit of this. One of the things that I would do with my daughter is when I would pack her lunches for school, I would just put the Mightyzyme in a little 3 ml container, like these sample containers that you can put makeup and different things in, and send that to school with her so that she had it and it wouldn't get like squashed in her lunch or wet or anything leak on it. It was in its own little container and she could take it with her meal. And she got into a very good habit of taking her enzymes with all of her food. And I think that it did a very good job in not only helping her to utilize everything from the food that she was eating, but also to keep her going for the rest of the school day so that she was able to pay attention in class. Her body wasn't feeling sluggish because all of the blood was going to try and fix whatever's going on with her digestive system. And she was able to focus in school and participate and have a good rest of her school day. There are things that naturally destroy enzymes, and we have talked about that in our other enzyme videos. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go back and watch those, I just want to encourage you, go look at our other enzyme videos. Enzymes are destroyed by pesticides, high heat, pharmaceuticals, cleaning solvents, antibiotics, microwaves, radiation. Their enzymes can be blocked, like the natural enzymes within our body can be blocked from doing their job by like salt, beans, nuts, raw seeds, grains, phytic acid, all those things. Sugar is another one that, you know, if you want your body to just like process things out, get the enzymes in there. But Mightyzyme is a full spectrum enzyme that has wolfberry added into it. So one of the things that makes your enzymes work better is when you have efficient minerals, vitamins, and water. And what the wolfberry is the wolfberry has a lot of vitamin, minerals, and pairs that are already put together in the grouping. So you don't need another vitamin or another mineral to come in and work alongside of this vitamin or mineral for it to be able to act in the body. So the wolfberry is pretty much a perfect superfood when it comes to having a available array of vitamins and minerals for your body to just start using immediately. So the wolfberry is added in with this full spectrum enzyme. So the only thing that this doesn't have for your child's body to utilize it immediately is water. So to get them to start drinking water whenever they take their Mightyzyme. And this will be set up to perfectly start working for them. So you can take Mightyzyme before a meal, after a meal, before bed. It has bromelain in it. So if your children had a lot of food to eat, or if they went out to eat with a friend for a birthday party or had a lot of sugar and they're complaining that, you know, their chest is kind of hurting, and maybe they just don't know how to share with you, like I have heartburn because I had too much sugar, give them an enzyme. So pretty much anytime like there's crabbiness or a hurt stomach, we would grab the Mightyzyme and just like hand it off to our daughter. The enzyme complex that's in Mightyzyme likes to help break down carbs, fats, proteins, sugars, eggs, meat, fish, grains, white bread, milk, yogurt, cheese, rice starch, veggies, fruits, and sweets in your child's body. So pretty much like everything that they're going to eat, except for the veggies, right? Because those are the things that you gotta either convince your child to eat them, or you got a child that will actually eat them. Those are kind of the two battles that are going on. One of the other ways that we use Mightyzyme, because my daughter is old enough now to swallow pills, so she now uses Detoxzyme and Allerzyme and Essentialzyme. Usually Essentialzyme 4, she likes a little bit better than regular Essentialzyme. But what I use Mightyzyme for now is my dogs. So dogs need enzymes sometimes just as much as humans, and you can kind of hear or you can kind of tell when something's off with their digestive system. So I will give them the Mightyzyme, just give them one of the pills, they chew it all up and then they eat it, or you can pop it, like just chuck it in the bowl with their kibble, their food, and they'll just eat it with the rest of it. It helps your dog just as much as it helps a human to have that enzyme complex in there. So if you are noticing with your dogs that maybe their digestive system isn't working quite as well, give them some Mightyzyme. And then I also open up a Life 9 and add that in there as well afterwards. And the cool thing with enzymes is if your child is going to take Mightyzyme and MightyPro together, enzymes do not counteract the probiotics. There's sometimes where they'll tell you, like, be really careful with what you take probiotics with. You can take enzymes with anything, and it won't counteract it at all. So If your kid is going to take their Mighty Pro and their Mightyzyme together, it's totally fine. Anything else that you guys want to add into that?
I'll just add in, if you're anything like me, I'm just now getting in the world of taking supplements and doing better with swallowing them. But don't be afraid as an adult if you have issues swallowing pills, and enzymes, like if you listen to our videos, are so important, as I've been learning over the last few weeks. Don't be afraid then to take the kid scent one, because that is better than nothing, because you can take this one and then you can chew it. And like with the little kids, like Sarah had mentioned too, like maybe you want to crush it and put it with their applesauce or their yogurt or something else just to get it down. But as an adult, you don't want the pills, which I was really good. I can tell you all the ones that you don't have to swallow the pills, like, you know, all the powder stuff and everything else. So this is one of those ones that you can consider for an adult too.